today what we are watching is the Smash Ultimate Art of Sonic by Izaw. He makes a lot of good art of character videos. It explains how the character works, how to play the character, and just the art of it, right? How it works, how it plays, the go-ons and the know-hows. And I kind of wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Sonic again. I know I've done it before, but he's a very relevant character. There's a lot of good Sonic players, and he tends to get top 2 at majors all the time. Shout out Sonics. I'm sure he'd prefer top 1 at majors all the time. But he's one of the least liked characters in the entire game, for sure. He's a frustrating character to play against, without a doubt. And it sucks that no matter what game he's put in, he's extremely cringe. And the problem is that in any fighting game, defense always wins out, right? And being fast in a platform fighter, where movement is the most important thing, being the fastest will just make you one of the best characters. It doesn't really matter. I'm surprised it took as long as it took for Sonic to become a relevant character in the meta, considering he got like some buffs, sure, but like I feel like his core game plan has not changed much at all. But what do I know, right? Yeah, we're gonna watch the video. I'm gonna get some of my input in as Izaw talks, because I have a lot to say about Sonic. Because I mean, hey, I gotta watch him all the time, right? The up air buffs changed everything. What do you mean? I feel like I swear there was like more than one patch where they like fixed up air, but they also made like 15 patches where they fixed Nana's AI. I feel like it was one of those situations.
So fighting against Sonic is all about your reaction speed and endurance. A huge part of the game is about gaining a percentage lead and holding on to it for as long as possible. Whoever is ahead percentage-wise doesn't have to be the chaser.
I feel like that's like most characters, no? Like he said before, he wants to get chased. He uses his obnoxious speed to make people choose options preemptively, right? And then he punishes them for that stuff. That's why it's crazy to me that people like Spargo, who that like is their entire playstyle is pre-mashing. He's so good against Sonic.
As one of Sonic's biggest weaknesses is how slow and vulnerable he actually is in the air, unless you learn how to move with Spin Dash and all of its tricks. Another weakness is that he's also a lightweight who can struggle to kill.
We talked about this the other day. We were talking about Sonic weaknesses. A lot of people, his 2 biggest weaknesses are his ability to kill. The conversation was about like one of the biggest differences between like mid-level to high-level players is that high-level players and top-level players generally find kills a lot easier. And we were talking about characters that struggle to kill, and ZSS is one of them, and Sonic is one of them. But you wouldn't think that by watching the best of the respective characters play. But Sonic struggles to kill, and he also really struggles off of ledge. He's got a couple like gimmicky reversals, but like just don't fall for them, man.
Welcome to my channel. You watch my video without subscribing? You better sub right now or else your whole family's kaput, you feel me?
Either way, if neutral air crosses up a shield, it'll be super safe, and landing up air will be safe no matter what, and is always recommended to be followed up by a dash away. Other aerials, such as forward air and back air, have a much bigger focus on anti-airing, short hops, and full hops. They can work out of shield in some situations, especially with
Sonic's forward air is insanely broken. It's kind of like, I feel like it's like better ZSS forward air, right? Because when ZSS forward airs you either A, get forward aired, or B, you shield the forward air, but you have to guess if it's going to go left or right. But Sonic's forward air, that's a multi-hit. So if you try like pre-dropping your shield, you just get shmacked. And you might get forward aired again.
Down air being the fastest option, but Sonic's out of shield game is generally weak, which is why Sonic tends to play a bit more defensive.
Having weak out of shield is a good game balance in my opinion. I think that more characters should be weak out of shield. I'm sick of up B out of shield.
But serve different purposes. Side B, also known as Spin Dash, is a bit more defensive as it takes a bit longer to charge up, is a bit slower at coming out, and only hits once, so it provides a bit less mix-ups against shield. However, as soon as it's released, he'll gain 6 frames of invulnerability during the initial hop, making it excellent at getting through projectiles and punishing.
Insane that that's a thing, by the way.
Is a lot more aggressive, as you can quickly mash down B to charge it up faster. It'll immediately move forward faster as there's no initial hop, and it'll hit multiple times depending on how much you charged it, making it better for long-ranged whiff punishing, shield pressure, and mix-ups.
Dude, getting that much damage out of a spin dash is insane. I feel like at most, like, I feel like Sonic should be like one of those Sheik-like characters that does not do damage like that, but has crazy combos.
It up and release it in the air, it'll beat certain projectiles as well. Once both of these are released and rolling, you'll only be able to jump out of it. And once you jump, you'll only be able to double jump, attack, or press a special move. You can somewhat cancel side B during the initial hop by double jumping and air dodging down or down airing. Down B, however, can easily be cancelled into down air at any point. And by pressing attack or jump, you'll launch yourself upwards instead.
I want to say literally what he is talking about right now is the most frustrating part about playing against Sonic, is because you have to guess which of all of these things he's going to do. When Sonic spin dashes your shield, it's not just shield and go next. It's like shield, and then like, is he going to homing attack? Is he going to spring immediately after? Is he going to go right through? Is he going to stop right on my shield? Is he going to turn around and return with the spin dash and just do it again? Is he going to jump and delay an option and then choose any of those options? That is the most obnoxious part about all of it. You know, that is why people don't like playing against Sonic. And you have to engage in this like Rubik's Cube of options. Like no less than like 50 times a game, and it's very annoying.
Even though these moves are extremely fast, Sonic is still very vulnerable while spin dashing, since the hitbox is
hurtbox, that's not vulnerable.
Hurtbox, so it still loses to disjointed or long-lasting aerials, while usually it'll just clank with grounded moves, which is why aerials are more reliable. Be careful with how you jump against spin dash though, as not only is spin dash amazing at punishing landings, but it can also be jumped with to anti-air. However, it'll still lose to...
Again, like another part of that mix-up. If you don't want to shield the spin dash, you try to jump over it, and then he can read you. So then you're in one of two situations. The bad ending where you get your jump right and you get spin dash and like forward air or up air or whatever. And the good ending is where you stay on the ground, but now you have to play Juggle the Sonic, which again, he still has like some aggressive reversals he can go for, or he can just like, spring, homing attack, etc., etc.
So shielding is just as important for dealing with it in neutral. And even though you can't directly punish spin dash out of shield, you can still outplay where Sonic ends up after the spin dash. Once Sonic commits to spin dash against shield, it'll be all about mix-ups.
Yes.
The most common play is to jump right after you hit a shield to move as far away from the opponent as possible. And if Sonic threw out an aerial thinking spin dash was about to hit, then you'll easily be able to punish him. And even if he doesn't jump with an aerial, Sonic will still be at a disadvantage, as he'll be above the opponent or off stage, which is the worst possible position for him. Another mix-up.
No. What he just said is entirely not true. Because if you are at this part of the stage against Sonic, he's not spin dashing. If Sonic is spin dashing a cornered opponent, he is getting way too greedy. And he should just be doing run up air or grab at as neutral options.
Sonic can also up B, fastball, and hold down just as he lands, letting him skip all landing lag. If he hits your...
I feel like... Wait, hold on. Run that one back? That's
down
new?
Just as he lands, letting him skip all landing... Fastball and hold down just as he lands, letting him skip all landing lag.
Insane, by the way. I didn't know that. That's crazy. I don't think he should be able to fastball after up B.
The most common and safest option after hitting a shield is to spin jump. This is important as Sonic might immediately get cornered while jumping and even end up off stage, and he'll most likely...
Chat, no, we're not picking up Sonic. We're just watching Art of Sonic and complaining about Sonic. It's way cooler.
Instead, they should always be challenged, as this is one of Sonic's most vulnerable moments, especially once he spin jumps and then double jumps for a spin dash back into the middle, as he'll be locked into a very specific travel direction with no way of getting out of the spin dash.
I feel like most Sonic players are not doing what he just showed. I feel like most of them are either like double jumping and then like just trying to land, mashing footstool or something, or just going to ledge.
As the easiest way for Sonic to find a kill is with a full hop back air. If you avoid that, then he's forced to look for edge guards or commit to more risky setups with spin dash or close range neutral airs or up airs. Ultimately,
I like don't think it's very risky gameplay for the most part. I don't think spin dashing, using unreactable, generally safe options versus your opponent would be considered a risky gameplay. And his edge guarding is insane.
Keep in mind that homing attack can be decent at punishing exceptionally mashy or jumpy opponents as well, and will lock onto opponents from Sonic's burst range, unless Sonic is turned around, in which case the range becomes much shorter. Be careful though, as it can still miss if the opponent fast falls or moves. If you hit homing attack around the corner at
Literally, like, the only balanced move in his entire kit is probably this homing attack,
mid-percent,
but it's still really good.
you'll be able to follow it up with a fast fall back air if they mash attack to go low, or double jump back air if they double jump for a 50-50 setup. In fact, back air comes out fast enough to immediately punish any air dodges.
Insane.
This means that you can spin dash into a reverse neutral B and attempt this 50-50.
I hate that 50-50 so much. I would never get it with that.
You'll also be able to spin dash to the other side and jump out of it to reverse your double jump aerials. Another advanced technique is spin charge into C-stick down. This is an easy execution and the best way to fling yourself off stage as quickly as possible to edgeguard opponents deeper than usual.
I'll give it up. Sonic music is very good. That's the only thing they get.
When launched off stage, Sonic tends to spin dash towards the stage, which allows him to go low or even mix up with a spin shot. After the low spin dash,
Sonic is unedgeguardable. Let's just throw that one out there right now. If you go off stage early, try and force him to pick an option, he's a faster character than you, and his forward is like frame -5. If you go low, he has absolutely no problem recovering high with spin shot or just spring high. And if you try to delay it, you're trying to 2-frame spring, which he can also just avoid the ledge and then air dodge if he sees that you're trying to line up a 2-frame.
you could also try recovering with a mix-up homing attack above the ledge, especially if you think you can whiff punish the opponent. However, if they dodge it, you'll be going down and need to recover from really low, so at least make sure you don't attempt to homing attack from below the ledge or you'll end up dying. If you can find a way to always safely spin dash into the middle from the ledge, then it'll always be a good option. Otherwise, you might just be forced to regularly get up and run into the middle. And if you feel limited at the corner or while off stage, you'll have to just try your best playing as patiently as possible.
Yeah, I'd say Sonic doesn't have any problems at least getting to the ledge. Like, I don't think he really is exploitable there. There's very few characters that can really do anything about it. Even characters that have like really good ledge trapping or like edge guarding tools. It's once he's on ledge, that's where you want him to be. You want to stop Sonic from skipping the ledge and force him to play ledge traps.
Landings on platforms or extend combos. Up air, however, will typically be better at catching landings as it has a great disjoint and provides a better reward.
I don't know, up air was disjointed. That's news to me.
Dash attack is a fast burst option for long-ranged whiff punishing and puts the opponent into a landing situation. Forward smash has amazing range and is safe on shield.
That's gonna
if
hit?
spaced.
Oh my god.
It's one of Sonic's strongest moves to read opponents with, and two framing options for early kills.
Also, to just say frick it and throw it out. Apparently, that range is massive, and like I don't think any character except for like maybe Belmont can punish spaced Sonic forward smash.
Stage at a lower angle, and up throw is a combo throw at low to mid percents, simply leading into up air, neutral air, or forward air.
Could your character beat Sonic F smash? Nope.
The only consistent combo aerials are up air and neutral air. Forward air might combo on DI in at low percents, but against DI away it won't lead into anything. At low percents, up air leads into multiple aerials. You can finish things with back air and in some cases follow it up with neutral air, unless the opponent DIs.
He has kind of like that Fox combo game where he can go for just like true 50 damage strings. Or if you mash air dodge, he can just get even more. It's so messed up there. I hate, like, Sonic's combo game is so good, especially with platforms. I think the stage list is really good for him for that reason. There's like not a single stage Sonic can really complain about, because one of two things. It's either a massive stage and he can spin dash camp, or it's a small stage, and he can get free like 50 to 60% combos with up air.
First of all, there are 4 launches to be aware of. Hitting spin dash sends more upwards. Hitting the initial spin hop has a similar angle but a shorter launch.
Real quick, just because someone in chat is talking about Sonic's worst move is up tilt. I don't think it's up smash. I think it's up tilt. Up smash can shield poke at least.
Unless you land it at very high percents into spring jump, which will only work if they DI in.
Preposterous combo.
The initial spring hop will usually only lead into a simple aerial combo for some extra damage. The spin jump, on the other hand, can potentially be used as a kill confirm at higher percents, around 80 to 100%. Sonic will try to wear you down, tire you out, make you impatient, and capitalize on your lack of understanding of where he'll end up after a spin dash. So, stay focused, stay patient, and learn how to keep hitting him after spin dashes. Turning his strongest move into a weakness is how you break Sonic's endurance and make him feel limited.
I feel like I have such a hard time I have such a hard time racking up damage against Sonic. That's like my biggest problem, is that maybe it's just like a matchup specific thing, but I find when I like get an opening on Sonic, I can't really extend my advantage and get like 100 damage in one opening like I can against some characters, you know. I feel like that's just really hard against Sonic. The invisible water bottle. Oh, shout out to Craftus. That's my dude right here. He helped with this. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't worry about Craftus. Well, there you go. That's the art of Sonic. Honestly, a very good video explaining how Sonic works. I disagreed with some of it. I talked about it, obviously, right? With the way most good Sonic players spin dash. It's generally very defensively, and part of what makes Sonic so broken is the fact that he has all those combo routes, and those combo routes do so much damage. That's his biggest strength, and his weaknesses are clearly overshadowed by the fact that you're not winning neutral, so it doesn't matter. You will never see those weaknesses if you do not win neutral. Isn't that crazy how that works out? Just like how you'll never beat anyone in Smash. Hold up. You'll never beat anyone in Smash if you don't subscribe to Mars's channel. That's just the fact of life, you know? You'll never be good at video games if you don't click subscribe and comment on the video and like it. Hey, once you do that, I'll see you at tournaments, right? I'll see you whooping ass. I'll see you on Elite Smash. We'll see you there. Bye!